It's Mark with Mark's Home Hobbies. Yeah, I guess that coffee cup pretty much sums it up, eh? Pretty funny. Anyhow, this stuff here is more the subject of what we're getting at here. Let's see if we can zoom out a little bit. There we go. Yeah, this stuff right here is what we're going to be using for a project that we're working on for a buddy. Just built a CNC routing machine. It's a Bob CNC. Perhaps you've heard of it. Not affiliated with them in any way. Strictly independent right here. This system right here is Ramps 1.4 with a screen. Smart graphics. All in one with the knob and the push button and kill switch and the beeper. And then that right there is a Ramps 1.4 control board on top of an Arduino clone 2560, which I found out the hard way that it was a clone, because when I tried to load the software onto it the regular way, it would not let me do it. So I had to do a little research and found that you need a special program in order to do it. So I'll leave you to find that program as I did. Much pain and frustration. So if you can get it to work, let me know. I'd like to hear about it in the comments. I'll give you a hint. The file starts with CH. Wonder why. Anyways, yeah, so he's got this for a buddy of mine. So he's using the 3 drivers on their X, Y, and Z axis. You can see the little heat sinks on there and everything. Then there's room for 2 more drivers. And needs about a 12 volt power supply. Several amps, probably about 10 amps is pretty good. This one here is the one I got. Not really sure what the specs are on it. I'm sure it's adequate. Oh, that's upside down. I'm sure it'll be adequate for most jobs. 12 volt power system. Schnitper. Okay, a brand we trust. This too, I don't even know what brand it is, but they're probably about the same. I think they all come out of the same factory, to tell you the truth. These are the little driver chips that are used to drive the little tiny stepper motors that they give you with that CNC, but apparently it does the job. All this equipment will eventually be mounted into this case right here, which is a project box I've had sitting around, and so I'm going to donate it to the cause, and we're going to mount the LCD screen probably in the top here. A little bit of modification, some screwing around, a little gluing, some duct tape. I think we'll be good. We're going to put this cord right here that we stole off something. We're going to attach that to there, and then we're going to attach this to this right here. And hopefully when we attach that to that and we plug an SD card in here that has the proper G-code to do with files that we want to cut out on our routing machine, CNC routing machine, that it will allow us to start that standalone without having this computer attached to it, which you can also do. But it will allow us to run this machine totally autonomously from the computer, which is kind of nice, and which is the way my client, my friend, also prefers to run it. So that's the way we're going to try to have it for him. Wasn't able to do that with the original Gerbil equipment, so I don't know if it's just something that I need to learn about Gerbil and Arduino or whatever, but I'm used to this system here because this is the same system that is used on a 3D printer. So it's basically the same setup. It's just that the layering, you need a different post-processor file for your CAD program when you produce the G-code on the CAD program that you use to load in here and cut your file or cut your part. So that G-code has to have the proper incremental steps. So with a 3D printer, it's in micromillimeter layers, so it has to be translated into leastways millimeters, which is what most of them do. There's also one out there that I found that translates it into imperial, which is inches, and that's kind of what my client wants. So we're going to try that out, and if it works, we'll probably donate to the author, because it is very hard to find. And if you can find it, that's good. I don't even know the guy's name, but it's on GitHub. I'll give you a clue. That's where you find all this stuff, is on GitHub. So get used to looking there for a lot of programming stuff, and get used to doing a lot of reading. I know I haven't done a video in a long time. That's because I've been working on something, and I'll just give you a little glimpse of it right here. And what you're looking at here is my backyard, and specifically that silver area around where the grass is 3 feet of hardware cloth, which for the layman is called chicken wire, 1/4 inch spacing, and around that is 12-inch patio blocks, and then before that is a 12-inch deep skunk fence on 1 7/8 centers. And that was all done over the holiday weekend. So if anybody ever asks you how you spent your holiday weekend, I spent mine in doing battle with a skunk who was determined to tear up my property, and had done so many times. So without killing the little feller, which I didn't want to do, I'm kind to animals, as you can tell by my backyard. And I have a lot of cats that I take care of, and I pick the food up, so it's not out at night or anything. So, they have a chance to eat during the day and, into the evening. So, and I monitor it on the security camera. And if there's anybody out there, I pretty much know about it. Take a picture of them. So, and I also have some new equipment that I'm going to be using. You can see one right there. Just was in the bushes playing around there, and they're having fun. There's no dogs back there to hurt them or anything. So. Everybody else, the cats seem to be good with it. The skunk seemed to be gone. I don't notice any holes. There was a hole right up in that area, a bad one, and then there was holes all along this area and in this corner. So this corner here is all sealed up now, and no activity. Over here, I can't really tell yet. I'm still monitoring it. So. But anyways, that's what I've been doing over the past few days, was installing all that and digging up dirt and laying blocks and carrying rocks and doing hard labor, I guess you'd call it. And I guess the fruit of my venture is paying off now, because I don't see any skunks around and I don't see any holes. I'm going to leave that sitting out there for a while until I can't pull it up anymore, when the grass grows through it. And once that happens, I'll have to figure out a way to get it up. But right now, it's doing the job. Cost me probably, I would say, with the bricks and everything, $60, maybe $100. Yeah, $100 and a shovel. So that was about it. Anyways, probably don't want to see too much on that, and that has to do with the cats and the feral cats and all that stuff. And said I will be putting up some new security cameras, and we'll give you guys a real good view of the neighborhood at that point. So this is the little computer that I scored at the at a garage sale maybe about 2 years ago or so. I got it for $20 because the lady says, well, it has Windows XP on it. And I says, oh yeah. I said, that's old. And she said, yeah. She says, nobody really wants to give me anything for it. So I said, well, I'll give you $20 for it. And then I looked at this, and I thought, wow, Core 2 Duo. That's capable of 64-bit, if I'm not mistaken. So I took it home and I loaded Windows 7 64-bit onto it. And it works just fine. And it's a 64-bit computer with everything. Has FireWire, has memory card slots, has a fingerprint reader, has touchpad, eraser joystick. Good, except it doesn't have a little camera built in up here, which is kind of a drag, but that's okay. We can plug one into it and use it. So anyways, this good little computer that I use to program these type of machines, and I use for stuff where I don't want to hook up my big honking computer to it. That's the one I use right here, and it's really light and nice, and it only draws like 80 watts or something ridiculously low. and it looks good. I have to use my glasses to look at it, but it really is a nice little computer, and I appreciate the lady selling it to me for that cheap of a price. Really nice. Can't get this model in the United States either. This is a T61. So yeah. Anyways, you never know what you'll come across when you go to a garage sale. So I think that's enough for today. And on that skunky note, this is Mark with Mark's Home Hobbies. We'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.